Good afternoon. Police in the United States have killed a staggering 745 Americans thus far this year. A woman claims she knew Barack Obama in high school as a, quote, homosexual druggie foreign student. And it's time to kick prepping into overdrive because the stock market crash is just the beginning. My name is Howard Riell, and this is Real Truth. You're listening to the American Freedom Network, streaming live around the world at AmericanNewsNet.com, and on Facebook, and on YouTube, and on Tumblr, and in the book, Real Truth, Stay Angry. And of course, as always, broadcasting out across the Colorado Front Range on KHNC, Johnstown, Colorado, 1360 AM The Lion. Our call-in number, 877-254-7524. My friends, I'll give you a little insight, personal insight into the life of Howard Riell. I am not a fan of country music, but I listen when Charlie Daniels talks. Not when he sings, when he talks. And today he's talking. He has written an open letter to Congress, and it behooves each of us to gather around the campfire. You see, I'm trying to relate, and listen to what he has to say. Here's what he has to say, and I'm quoting. I'm a proud American who believes that America has held and still holds a very sensitive and special place in the affairs of mankind on planet Earth. I believe that America has been divinely blessed and protected in our 2 centuries plus of existence. The history of this nation is written in the blood and courage of men who stood in the face of overwhelming odds, politicians, soldiers, statesmen, and ordinary citizens who sought to do the right thing regardless of the cost or the consequences. Well, ladies and gentlemen of the United States Congress, it seems that that particular pen has run out of ink. The courageous politicians that once championed this nation have been replaced for the most part by a breed of milksop, politically correct, scared of their own shadow, pushover, pathetic excuses for public servants who are supposed to be representing a constituency of citizens who have to live with the circumstances of their timid folly. You don't even have the courage to face down an out-of-control president, even when he makes a deal with the devil. Don't you bunch of timid capons ever care what kind of world you're leaving your children and grandchildren, not to even mention the rest of us? Are you really party partisans before your parents and grandparents are even human beings? Be honest with yourselves a minute. Go into the bathroom, look in the mirror, and ask the person you see this question. Do I really believe that Iran will not use the money we're releasing to them to finance terrorists to kill Americans? And when, not if, but when the Iranians develop their nuclear device, will they really use it against America and Israel? You can't hide from the truthful answer to that question forever. An answer will be required of you one day. You've allowed Obama to tilt the Supreme Court so far to the left that they're little more than a shameful extension of the executive branch. You've talked for decades about the porous southern border, but have done absolutely nothing about it. You've allowed cities in this nation to declare themselves sanctuary cities where they protect the worst of the worst criminal aliens, American citizens paying an awful price for your silence. You watch an impossible national debt balloon completely out of control, knowing full well that a day of reckoning is coming that will seriously curtail the quality of life for coming generations. You allow corrupt government agencies like the IRS to run over the very people you're sworn to protect, and allow the entitlement society to expand exponentially, while you actually entertain the idea of raising taxes on those who still work and shoulder the burden. You compose a third of the constitutionally mandated ruling system, and you shirk your duty and allow this nation to move a little closer to the edge every day. I wish you bunch of sold-out, jaded, burned-out hacks would just go home and let some people who still have some vision and whose consciences haven't been seared past the point of reminding them when they're wrong, take over and start to claw this nation back onto the path of sanity. Your ratings are in the single digits, your morals are in the gutter, your minds are on self-preservation, and somewhere along the way you traded your honor for political expediency. You violated your oaths, you betrayed your country, you feathered your nest, and you sat on your hands while an imperial president has rubbed your noses in the dirt time after time. You're no longer men, you're puppets. Your caricatures, jokes, A gaggle of fading prostitutes for sale to anybody who can do you a political favor. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? What do you think? Pray for our troops and the peace of Jerusalem. God bless America. Charlie Daniels. Unquote. My friends, I congratulate Charlie Daniels on that message. It is right on. It is spot on. And you know what? The next time I hear country music on the radio, well, I'm not going to listen to it anyway, but I still like what Charlie Daniels had to say. I'm from New York. Item from Breitbart. The State Department is anticipating that the U.S. will admit up to 8,000 Syrian refugees in fiscal year 2016. In written responses to the Senate Judiciary, Immigration, and National Interest Subcommittee, Republicans obtained by Breitbart News, the State Department reveals it's expecting the U.S. will accelerate its acceptance of Syrian refugees next year. As of July 30, the United States has admitted 1,042 Syrian refugees in fiscal year 2015 and anticipates admitting a total of 1,500 to 1,800 Syrians this fiscal year. We anticipate admitting 5,000 to 8,000 Syrian refugees in fiscal year 2016, the State Department wrote. Item, the Obama administration's efforts to resettle thousands of Syrian refugees into the U.S. has come under fire as a potential national security risk. Unquote. My friends, nothing potential about it. Related item from Haaretz in Israel. By Wednesday night, the Cholot Detention Center will contain only 587 asylum seekers, but the state plans to house thousands more in the coming months. The state began releasing 1,178 Eritrean and Sudanese asylum seekers from the open detention facility on Tuesday. Most have no idea where they're going to go next. Unquote. Friends, question. Someone knocks on your door, walks in. What do? You never saw the guy before in your life. Does he get to stay? Or do you kick him in the ass and throw him out? Somehow the mindset has come about in the 21st century that when people come here without an invitation, without permission, without obeying the law, somehow they just plain get allowed to stay. It's happening in Israel, it's happening in Europe, it's happening in America, and it should not be happening at all. Borders prevent this. If you don't have borders, arrest the politicians who are supposed to be protecting the borders. People want to come into the United States. What do they come and offer the United States? If all they come is with their hand out, then they can get out. It's Tuesday, and it's real truth, my friends. We'll be right back. Go nowhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Phillips, founder of the Riell. How many times have you gone into a health food store and are confused as to the many different brands and prices on the same herbal supplements? You want to buy the cheapest, but you're afraid that quality is bad. So you buy the most expensive. Truth is, the cheapest may be better. Green herbal supplements are all manufactured in our Wheat Ridge, Colorado plant at 4565 Tiffany Street using the highest quality herbs that we source from all over the world. Our 150 different herbal supplements are the most potent and safest in America. Our guarantee is your money back, no time limit, just return the bottle empty or full, no questions asked. So when you come to our new location, look for our new name and get us help. Or call us at 888-765-HERB. That's 888-765-4372. Now this is the testimony of John from the Houston frequently finds Jerusalem that again. Who are you? He confessed and did not deny, but confessed, I am not the Messiah. And they asked him, what then? Are you Elijah? He said, I am not. Are you the prophet? And he answered, no. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 19
All right, guys, welcome back to Real Truth. Immigration, it's on everyone's mind across the world. We're going to go to the Hannity show. There's some guy sitting in for Hannity. Doesn't matter. His guest is Ann Coulter, and they're talking about immigration, and what they have to say is very important. Here we go. My friends, the fact that Donald Trump does not represent the Republican Party delights me no end. The Republican Party is the Siamese twin of the Democratic Party. They are the machine, in capital letters, which has its foot on the American people. And if ever we needed someone who was not part of that machine. It's right now, and it's got to be someone who doesn't give a rat's ass what people think. Let's go back to Jeb Bush, who, by the way, is a yutz. Unfortunately, he's also not popular on Fox News, with all due respect to this host and to Ann Coulter, who are cognizant of how important Trump is. Fox News in general is joining the medley of voices against him again because he's an outsider, and they are all insiders and invested heavily on being inside. Item from Politistic.com. Immigration without assimilation is invasion, says Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal what may have been the most powerful and best received lines from his speech. Unquote. My friends, think about that quote. Immigration without assimilation is invasion. So if immigrants come here, and instead of melding into America and becoming Americans, they retain their foreign identities, never make themselves truly at home, never consider themselves Americans or part of America, then yeah, we've got an invasion. We've got basically an embassy of another country taking up space and resources here in America. Mr. Jindal is completely correct. And by the way, I wouldn't mind having him as president if push came to shove. We'll go past item from Mike.com. That's MIC.com. Since January 1, 2015, police in the United States have killed a staggering 745 people. According to statistics provided by Mike by research collective Mapping Police Violence, American police are on track to kill about 1,200 people in 2015 if the slayings continue at the same pace through the remainder of the year. Unquote. My question is, what are police departments and mayors and governors doing to see to it that this pace does not continue at that disgusting rate? Item from the End of the American Dream blog. If you have not been preparing for what's coming, you need to get off your sofa and you need to start prepping right now. Just remember what happened back in 2008. That crisis took most people totally by surprise. Millions of Americans lost their jobs, and because most of them were living paycheck to paycheck, all of a sudden, most of them couldn't pay the rent or the mortgage either. Large numbers of families that were once living a comfortable middle-class lifestyle suddenly found themselves destitute. Well, this coming crisis is going to be even worse by the time it's all said and done. And it's not just going to be economic in nature. Over the past 2 trading days, the Dow has gone down more than 1,000 points. The shaking that so many have warned about has begun. As this shaking plays out, you and your family will need cash, food, supplies, and a whole bunch of other things. If you do not already have everything prepared, then you need to kick your prepping into overdrive because we're on a very compressed time frame right now. Item from CBS LA, Dateline, Anaheim, California. A man was stabbed outside the movie theater where the film Straight Outta Compton was being screened, police said. The victim in his mid-20s became involved in an altercation during a screening of Straight Outta Compton at the Century Stadium 25 Cinema Complex. Police say he was stabbed twice in the chest and fled 7 blocks west to a gas station on the corner of Catella and Howell Avenue in Anaheim, where a bystander called 911. My friends, I just don't understand. I don't get it. This is a premiere of a movie. This is art, right? What is there about art that would move people to violence? I just don't get it. Oh, wait. Straight Outta Compton is about rap music. Now I got it. Item from the Daily Mail. Quote, Hillary is lonely, has trouble expressing her feelings and yearns for an intimate relationship with a powerful woman, claims noted shrink who puts the presidential hopeful on the couch. Dr. Alma Bond says Hillary's oppressive upbringing by her father, Hugh Rodham, made her ambivalent towards men. It also caused her to be tolerant of her cheating husband, claims Dr. Bond in a new book. When Hillary's mom threatened to leave her father, the broad-shouldered man bellowed, "Don't let the doorknob hit you in the ass on your way out." Author suggests that Rodham's stinginess and anxiety about money contributed to Hillary's need to accumulate great wealth. Hillary accepts that her loneliness is the price she has to pay to be at the top. Huma Abedin does not fill the intimacy vacuum in Hillary's life. Hillary Clinton is a lonely woman who has trouble expressing her feelings. The Democratic presidential candidate has difficulty with men and needs a woman friend on her same political level that she can share strategy with or top secrets of the day. Bond suggests that Hillary 67 has unsuccessfully looked for a female equal for years, despite the closeness of her assistant and closest aide, Huma Abedin. Unquote. My friends, I want to reach out to Hillary and help her. If you're looking for someone, Hillary, who's on your level, well, I can help. Go to a local park, find a big rock, and turn it over. Yeah, we'll be back.
backup power of the short term. Our expertise focuses on standalone power, but we have extensive experience with utility interactive systems as well. Custom tailored capabilities and models, providing all the way to commercial scale power. Great Lakes Power is a full service company. We service everything we sell. We provide and design turnkey packages, custom design system, and parts for do-it-yourself. With more than 20 years of specialized experience at your disposal, let us know what your power concerns or goals are. Reach us by phone or the internet. Call 303-239-9963. That's 303-239-9963. Or go to GreatPlainsSolar.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Phillips, founder of the Green Earth.
Well, it had to happen. Colorado legalized marijuana. Most people thought the Green Herb was a marijuana dispensary. Also, it was legalized on January the 1st, 2014. The same day we opened our new location at 4565 Kipling Street, 1.5 blocks south of I-70. There are 83,000 cars a day passing in front of our new location at Kipling Street, and most of them thought we were a marijuana dispensary. So we changed the name of our retail store to New Genesis Health, but we kept the name of our Green Herb Supplements. So when you come to our new location, look for our new name, New Genesis Health, or call us at 888-765-HERB. That's 888-765-4372. And be sure to listen to the Healthy Nature Show with Linda Phillips every Tuesday at 1 p.m.
And of his fullness we have all received, and grace for grace. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. Gospel of John.
The justice. I'm Judge Janine Pirro.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. This is the America News Network.
All right, guys, welcome back to Real Truth. I am indeed Howard Riell. You know, one of the great things, in fact, the only great thing about working without getting paid, which is what I do when I do this show, is that I have nothing to fear. I'm not beholden to anybody. And so if I want to say something like, I don't know, what would be an example? That Hillary Clinton is a lying pig, I'm free to say it, on top of which it happens to be true. Now, Judge Janine Pirro on Fox News will not say that Hillary is a lying pig, although she will come close to say it. But she can't say it. That's why I say it. Here's the judge. Let her say it in her own fashion.
Water Clinton. The right before the House committee. We are all accountable to the American people to get the facts right. You know, you say you're going to answer all questions and be held accountable. Is this how you do it? Ripping off the press and their questions from even talking to you or pray? You know, when you jeopardize this nation and really taking people away from it, your own personal aggrandizement of your personal wealth, building an empire for you and your family under the guise of a foundation.
My friends, you see, the judge can say every time Hillary opens her mouth, out comes something that's not true. I'm much more efficient with language because I'm a writer. I just say she's a lying pig. It's exactly the same thing. All right, the only possible difference is that the judge works for Fox News and gets paid umpteen hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, while I don't. Item from fellowshipoftheminds.com. Mia Marie Pope knew Obama at their Punahou High School in Honolulu, Hawaii during the late 70s. She knew him then by the name Barry Soetoro. In this interview on October 31, 2013 with Reverend and Dr. James David Manning, the pastor of Atla World Missionary in Harlem, New York, Pope says Barry, quote, always portrayed himself as a foreign student and, quote, very much was within the gay community. It was, quote, common knowledge that Barry, quote, wasn't interested in girls, but was, quote, strictly into men. Quote, one of his attributes even then, as he is now, was that Barry, quote, was a pathological liar of the self-aggrandizing sort. He would lie about the most mundane things. Barry also exploited people, bumming cigarettes off others, then dropped them as soon as he got what he wanted. Barry also bragged about smoking the expensive powder form of cocaine. He would get with older white guys. That's how he procured the cocaine, by having sex with these older rich white guys, unquote. My friends, I don't care if Barry Soetoro was gay. I don't care if he was doing drugs. That's his problem, and yes, it's a big problem. But if he was a foreign student, then he should never have been allowed, and according to the law, cannot have become president. And if all this is true, if it's true, and I've seen these allegations in a lot of different places, then it just goes to the basic dishonesty of the man and of the people who propelled him to the White House, because they certainly knew all this, and they foisted him on a simplistic, naive, quite frankly, not too intelligent Democratic Party electorate who swept him into office, proud that they could have voted for the first black president. Great job, guys. Item from Agence France Presse Dateline Berlin. Germany scrambled Tuesday to quell a wave of anti-migrant violence as a suspected arson attack hit a planned refugee shelter just hours after Chancellor Angela Merkel denounced xenophobic protests as, quote, vile, unquote. Angela, baby, do this for a change. Instead of getting the tenor of the people, instead of seeing what your people are thinking and then trying to quell it, why not say to yourself, if the people I represent think a certain thing, maybe I should be doing what they want me to do. Good morning, Angela. Good morning. By the way, that applies here in America, too. We'll be right back.